We want to welcome to our studios at Calabash TV. Well, she's joining us remotely, Juliana Samuel of Samuel Consultancy Service, and we will get to find out in just a little bit exactly what that is, and also an app that she will talk to us about that she was instrumental in developing called HR Helper, which is a modern HR solution. First of all, Juliana, welcome to Calabash TV.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here today. It is a pleasure to be on today with you.
All right, so we want to talk about, first of all, your service at Samuel Consultancy Service. You give us an idea, first of all, what it is, but before that, just tell us a little bit about Juliana Samuel. Who is Juliana Samuel?
Okay, I am from Soufriere, St. Lucia. I have been in various positions. However, HR has been where I spend most of my time, most of my life. I started as an HR coordinator and I grew into HR director. The position was made redundant in 2020 because of COVID-19. During this time, I sat back and thought of what I want to go back into when things pick up. I note and I'm aware that small businesses, that's where the thought came from. Small businesses do not really have an HR structure because a number of persons have been calling me where they had HR issues is just because they did not know what was right. And they did not do what was right was because they did not know better. So I realized that there was a need for small businesses to have something in place to help them grow and be profitable, um, maximize productivity, motivate employees, and at the same time protect themselves. So hence the reason for HR consultancy. The aim was to serve small businesses that cannot afford a full-time HR professional, but who needs that. So they would be getting professional service, but they do not have to pay a large sum of money. They do not have to allocate a large sum of money to help make that happen.
So give us some ideas of those professional services you're offering. Just give us you can mention a couple of them.
Okay. A lot of it's important to have structures in place. Structures in the form of documentation. So things like staff handbook, confidentiality clause, or in confidentiality agreements, your standard operating procedures. There's a lot of documents or structures that need to be in place in HR in order to function professionally, to be fair to all employees. All these structures need to be in place. So that's one of the things I do. I develop these structures to help companies put that in place. I also do recruitment for companies for some managers, it takes a lot it takes a lot of time for them to do these functions. So I also do that. I do training and staff development. That's an area that is very important to employees. That's an area that keep employees motivated, that help employees perform better at what they do. We help employees grow. So I do this. Recruiting new persons, giving contracts, disciplinaries if companies need me to do that, union negotiation if employees need me to do that, because I'm experienced and versed in these areas. And whatever is the HR task that any business feel that they are challenged with, I'm able to help resolve these issues or provide assistance as needed.
Okay, you didn't mention it, but I'm just going to list it in terms of some of the qualifications. In 2016, you were an MBA graduate of the University of Leicester. You are a certified hospitality trainer, and you're also a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Development. So you do have the academic background as well to back it up as well. Talk to us about what inspired you, first of all, to move into that area. I know you'd worked there before, but you decided, that you wanted to become a specialist in that area.
I love making a difference in people's life, and making a difference sometimes do not take a lot. It just requires, sometimes employees just need somebody to talk to because they do not have that. They do not have that at home. There's nobody they can turn to. They need somebody for guidance. So I like making a difference in people's life. And I think HR offers that avenue in doing that, in helping people become better at what they do. making a difference in somebody's life. I just love what it entails, interacting with people, being a people's person.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the HR Helper, which is a software that you developed. Give us an idea, first of all, what inspired you to work on developing it? Talk us about the experience and what exactly is the HR Helper supposed to be doing?
Having been in HR for over 16, 17 years, HR was something that I always had to do manually. And let me tell you, that can be a headache. You have all these spreadsheets that has to balance. So you have the month-end reports to do. The information has to be entered. Sometimes that information do not balance. Things that are to present your report end of month is not accurate because there's just all these things that are supposed to be done manually and it's not happening accurately. Maybe you didn't do it right. Maybe something went down with the system and it was always a headache. Manual HR is a stress. And again, with COVID virus, there's that need to limit the spread of viruses. So receiving documents from employees, you do not know from who else employee took it. So you need to limit this kind of exchange of documents to limit the spread of the virus. So taking all this into consideration, I knew that when I get back into HR, I did not want to do all these things manually. All the things that were done manually, I took it, I put it on paper, and I got somebody to assist me, which is my developer, told him what I wanted, and develop a feature for everything in HR. So the HR helper starts from the time you have a vacancy to the time the person leaves. It even has a feature of employees clocking in and out because I noted, well, I know from business places, they have this one clock where everybody puts their finger, but that's a touch point for spread for the virus. So you using that software, you can even clock in and out using that software. So it's everything that I was doing manually and I put it into that software. That's basically the HR helper.
Okay, so you're currently focusing quite a bit on small business. That's obviously deliberate for you or your strategy. Talk to us about why you wanted to work specifically with small businesses.
The reason why I targeted small businesses is because as an HR professional, I tried getting an HR software and it was always too expensive. The many times I tried to get it, I never got approval because it was too expensive as per the existing budget. The reason why I'm targeting small companies is because I've tailored the package to accommodate. I know these small businesses cannot afford something expensive. Though they need it, they have to be mindful of spending. So I targeted small businesses because I know acquiring another software might be too expensive for them. So hence my reason. I wanted to accommodate them, make life easier for them, and help them with their HR duties at an affordable cost.
I know most small businesses don't, I mean, they recognize the value of HR, but they don't invest in it. They don't focus. It's not a priority. Looking at just profit and loss and so on. But give us an idea, because this is your opportunity to speak directly to small businesses. What are some of the probably 2 or 3 key reasons why they should pay some attention to HR and also consider your HR helper?
Okay, I know everybody feel HR is a simple issue, they can do it. But I have had so many businesses that have had to pay monies they could have avoided just because they did not do something right. The contract, that terms of maybe they terminated somebody and there was no contract, or they went against the terms of employment. Maybe they did not follow the labor law. So we take HR for granted, but there are the little things. The $500 you try not to spend monthly could end up you having to pay $20,000. I know a small business that had to pay about $20,000 just because they did one thing wrong, something that could have been avoided. So it's important that you have an HR structure in place. You're looking at the short-term expenses, but maybe you need to look at the long-term benefits. It would be better that you paying this little small amount every month instead of having a legal action against you. And that is something very, very important. You'd have to get a lawyer. You'd maybe have to pay the employee. It's just protecting yourself. HR is about protecting yourself. And if you do not know what's right and you think you're doing what's right and it's wrong, then it's going to work against you. Especially now, companies need to ensure that they avoid unnecessary expenses. And unnecessary expense is not a small amount to set structure for your business. It's a legal suit that may come up in the future. Is the Labor Department calling you because you did not do something wrong and you have to pay the employee off? These are the little things we take for granted, but which is very important to the business.
And I guess, as you mentioned, communication is quite critical. And what it does, was the HR helper does, is establish that communication, that comfort level with the staff. And also, as a consequence, if you have staff who are more comfortable, who communicate a little bit more, then productivity should increase as well.
Yes. With the platform allows instant communication, and employees are always kept to date because the employees have their own login where they log in. So your notices, things like the notice board is right there on the employee's phone. You need to get in touch with your employee, the employee's appraisal, everything is right there for the employee. The employee's pay slip, they did not know they need a pay slip for the bank. They can just go in there and pull in their pay slip. Everything is right there. So the time the employee would come to you for an issue, they have that information they need right there. Also, with constant communication, the employees know they are kept up to date, they know what's happening. For example, with the software, the appraisal part of it, there's a personal improvement plan. And with that, you can set time frame. So you have an employee that's falling short in an area, you identify that in an appraisal, you can set goals with that employee and help that employee grow. So the HR helper really facilitates making life easy both for the employee and the employee.
So you developed that HR helper, and it's now available. Give us an idea. Somebody who's interested in making contact and probably wanting to have an experiment and so on, or an experience. How can they find you, and how can they establish contact with you?
Okay, the HR helper, for anybody who's interested, they can go to www.hrhelperapp.com and just sign up for a free trial. So I give free trial, 1 month trial. Employers can go in there, see what it is about, experiment with it, and make a decision, because at the end of the day, you need to be comfortable. You need to know what you're getting into. It's very important. It's your money. So I give you a 1 month free trial. You go in there, you sign for a 1 month free trial. As soon as you sign up, I will contact you to help you go through the software with you and guide you accordingly. Also, if you just wish to have a demo presentation, I could set up a one-on-one with you. You just contact me via my telephone, 758-285-8944. That's also my WhatsApp number. You can reach me on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on LinkedIn. And we set a date and we set a time, and I do a demo presentation with you.
Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to develop this app?
About a year, 6 months.
Okay, that's not a bad investment, considering what it does.
Because it's very intense, and we had to go through each feature, make sure it's working properly, make sure it's what I wanted, because I had that vision in mind, and do something. They would come up with something, but I wanted to make sure that each feature is exactly what I wanted, what I pictured. Not pictured, but the features were based on my experience in HR. And so I wanted to make sure that everything was perfect for me.
And what has been the experience with those persons who are currently using it, and what difference have you noticed in their operations?
I'm just penetrating the market. So the persons who are using it are very excited about it. The dashboard, when as an employee you log in, and there's that dashboard that gives you all the information, how many employees you have, how many departments, how many in each department, who is absent, who's present, who was your new employee, who you terminated. Everything is there on that dashboard. So the employer gets a chance to see that. For those who have been using it for recruitment, so you can use it. There are many features, but you can use it if you just want one feature. So there are employers who use it just for one feature, just for recruitment. So you can go in there, you can see who has applied for the positions, who you have rejected, who is shortlisted for interview, who has been hired. So everything is just there, just one click, and you have all that information. It's not a pile of applications you have to go through and check, and that can be tedious and boring. But everything is right there.
Okay, excellent. So again, just remind us of how we can contact you, persons who certainly want to engage you on it. How can they reach you? And go ahead and give us that information.
Okay. You can reach me via telephone or WhatsApp. The number is 758-285-8944. Email is juliana@samuelconsultancy.com. You can also look me up or link me up on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook, Samuel Consultancy. You'll find me there and we can connect. You can also go on the software, the platform, www.hrhelperapp.com, and you can sign up for your 1 month free trial.
Okay, excellent. All right, so we thank you for giving us the time to discuss the HR Helper, which is a modern HR solution. So all those companies that have been giving it thought and thinking that they want to, pay some more attention to HR issues and so on. I think this is a perfect app and a perfect opportunity. And of course, we are supporting and promoting small business, and you are a small business person yourself as well, an entrepreneur. So we certainly wish you all the best and look forward to having a continued conversation with you.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you for the time. Thank you for this opportunity. And I do look forward to helping businesses put their structure in place. In fact, I just put up an ad today where if you're a small business and you want to have a look at your HR structure, what you need to improve upon, I will give that free consultation, help guide you, make you understand what is wrong and what is right and what needs to be done. So you can also reach out to me, and I have this post on social media, so you can always link up with me there.
Okay, thank you so much and all the best.
Thanks, Bernard. Thank you very much.